spirituality. My name is Remains West, reaching you live and direct from out of Africa. If this is your first time on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is a place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'll be talking about disability and spirituality, physical disability. Somebody asked this question, somebody named Benedict Tricky or something, funny name, asked a question that if people are born with disabilities can tap into their godhood, and how can they be able to connect and transmit and receive information with divinity due to the fact that they are deformed in some parts of their body. And this person wants to know if they are actually already born in the image of God, because they are not like complete human beings. And he wants to know how this kind of people can get enlightened. For instance, if somebody is dumb, how can they uh, effectively practice spirituality? How can they like meditate or communicate? And if the person is deaf, how can they be able to hear things that will be beneficial for them? And all sorts of things. This person wants to know. And people that are crippled or people that are deformed, he wants to know if they can practice spirituality effectively, and if they can be able to be classified as a complete people or something like that. It's a kind of a funny question, apparently funny, also childish. We can also classify it as silly. And in this part of the world, in Nigeria, we'll call this kind of question mushi mushi question, uh, like a novice question. But in spirituality, there is no novice question. So I look at the question, I laugh. And this person said, one funny thing, how can they liberate since pronunciation is crucial? And how can they chant the 108 mudra meditation? Okay. All these things is what I will have to explain today. Apparently, the writer of this question, I don't think they have really spent much time around people that are disabled, or they don't have a close friend or a relative. They have not been exposed to interacting with people that live with disabilities. It is obvious because if you actually have interacted, or you have like a brother, a family member, or you have actually been in close contact with different forms of disabled people, you will understand that disability that humans have only affect their physical form. And the spirits, the soul, that inner contents, that real you, your higher self, the Ori, when we say the Ori in African spirituality, your true self remains the same. Okay? Remains the same. Nothing changes it. So when somebody have a deformity or a disability, it doesn't mean that they are spiritually impaired. If somebody is visually impaired, that they can't see with their physical eye, does not mean that they cannot see with their imagination. In fact, most blind people that cannot see physically, their imagination is very clear, very clearer than most people that even have physical eyes. Okay, because one thing that happens to the human body when a certain part or portion is missing, that will naturally lead to the person focusing on those other senses that are still available, and fine tuning them to make sure that they work more efficiently and effectively to cover for the loss of those other parts of the body. We see this in the daily activities of people that are disabled. Okay, so disability that affects humans does not affect their spirits. Please be clear on this. Okay, if you are not so sure, you should do well to try to make contact with people living with disabilities and actually see how they are coping with their disability. You will discover that many of them are very, very industrious and very, very intelligent, and many of them are very, very spiritually sound people. Anybody can practice spirituality, irrespective of if something is missing in their body, irrespective of if they can not see, hear, or talk. Okay, we have what they call intuition, inner voice, that divine spark that is inside everybody, the thing they call conscience in Christianity. Your conscience, that inner voice, that intuition tells you things to do. It tells you when to move. We also have instincts, the Harrow complex, the limbic system that caters to your body needs. Tell you when you need to eat, you need to survive, you need different things that your body wants to keep it up functioning or to keep it healthy. The limbic system contains the aspect of the body that controls food, sex, survival, what you will call the reptilian part of the brain. Instincts, everybody have this, okay? So when you see somebody that cannot walk, it doesn't mean that because they cannot walk, they cannot be able to go to places. They can always find other means to do what they want to do. People, you see them in wheelchair, and if they cannot have a wheelchair, they can send people message to stick one and get them what they want to do, and they get the things done. People will still carry them, and they still go. Okay, somebody that cannot see can hear very, very well. They can hear, they can talk, and they can use those two senses to live the rest of their life efficiently and effectively. If you want to take a good example of this, there's the man called Steve Wonders, the blind pianist that is a Grammy Award winner. He's a blind man, but the way he plays his piano, so many people that have eyes are not even better than him. So are you saying that somebody like Steve Wonders cannot be enlightened? In my own book, Steve Wonders is much more enlightened than millions of people that have eyes. Have you heard Steve Wonders speak before? Have you heard him talk? You know the kind of things that comes out of his mouth. You know this man is an extraordinary human being. He cannot see with his physical eyes, but his spiritual eyes is very, very active. He's very talented. I've seen people that have deformed in one way or another, displaying characteristics and talents that are out of this world. Okay. As far as the spirit is, person is alive, they are breathing, there's air going in and out of them. Nothing stops them from being enlightened. For people that cannot talk, it's not everybody that can, you have to chant to achieve spirituality. It is just a means. There are different pathways to enlightenment. It's not just one route that this is the only way you can seek enlightenment. Okay, if you cannot speak, you can feel. You can seek enlightenment by feeling. You can seek enlightenment by just seeing things. You can seek enlightenment by thinking. You have an intuition. Okay, so if somebody cannot meditate, there are other ways to be enlightened. You have a conscience, you have ancestral spirit, you know what is right and what is wrong. As far as you stay on the right path, you're on the positive path of life, you are already enlightened. Enlightened people don't go about gossiping other people. Enlightened people don't steal from people, don't lie, don't cheat, don't do. There are certain things people, when you are enlightened, there are things you don't do. They don't misbehave. How do you know somebody that's enlightened? You don't need to speak. You need to see it in their character, the way they organize their life, the way they treat other people, the way they show love and value to things that requires that love and care in the world. You don't need to, somebody doesn't need to open his mouth before you know that he is enlightened. Okay? Anybody can be enlightened, whether they are deaf, they are dumb, they are blind. It's in character, your mentality, your disposition. You don't need to read a book before you become enlightened. Okay? You don't need that. You don't need to say if you don't chant this meditation, you cannot be enlightened. Who told you that? You don't need to say, okay, you have to be you can only vegetarians are enlightened. That is very, very wrong. Okay? There are different paths to paradise. What is good for me, or what is right for me, or what is best for me may not be what is best for you. We have an African way of enlightenment. We have an Asian way of enlightenment, a Japanese way, a Chinese way, even a Caucasian way. Everybody know what is right and wrong. Everybody know when it's day and when it's dark. Everybody know there is sun, there is moon. Everybody know this in every culture. It just depends on people to choose to do the right thing. Okay? Are you willing to do the right thing? You know what is right, but you don't do it. This is the problem we have. People that are causing the problem in the world today. You think they don't know what is right? People that are causing wars, sponsoring wars, invading other people's country, killing people's president, people that invaded Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, and now they are in Ukraine. You think they don't know the right thing to do? They're not the right thing, but they refuse to do it. They are supposed to be enlightening people, but they choose not to follow the light. They choose to get everything they want by killing, cheating, and stealing from other people. That is not enlightenment. That is craftiness. That is wickedness. That is stealing. Okay? So anybody can be enlightened when you know the difference between right and wrong, how to live in harmony with your environment, with your fellow men, making peace. It is not rocket science. You don't need to travel all the way to a temple to climb 350 steps to go to sit down at the feet of a guru to tell you all these things. Okay? You already know it inside your hearts. When I know that something is not mine, this thing does not belong to me. I know it was done. I didn't discover it. I come there, I lie that I discover it. It now becomes mine. I name it because I name it. It's now my own. What sort of nonsense is that? Is that enlightenment? That is not enlightenment. That is appropriating things that are not yours, kleptomancy, stealing. That is not enlightenment. Okay, this is not rocket science. You already know it inside your hearts. Same way I know what is good and what is bad. The crippled man knows it. The blind man knows it. The deaf and dumb, all of them know this. It's inside everybody's heart. Even you yourself that asked this question, you know it too. Okay? When you wake up, you know what is yours and what is not yours. You know what is good and what is bad. You know when you are trespassing. You know all these things. We know all these things. So, what is enlightenment? Enlightenment is simply being aware, conscious of what is good and what is bad, and trying to be as good as much as possible, and trying to be as much as fair as possible. This is simply enlightenment. It is still not rocket science. You don't need to meditate 108 beats for 300 times a day to know this. You don't need to fly to a Chinese temple or to Japanese temple to know this. You don't need to travel to Africa to know this. You already know it inside your hearts. So the question is, are you doing it or not? When you see people that with disability, for most people, they think that they are less than humans. You are not better than them. We that can walk, that can see, we are not better than those people. Okay? So don't ever look down on them. Don't ever look down on them. Don't ever think that you are more valuable than them. Okay? We are all equal. Try your best today. It could be you. Tomorrow, somebody can have an accident. You think you're walking today. Tomorrow, you can find yourself in a wheelchair. What happens? Life continues. Does that mean that you are not enlightened because you are now on a wheelchair, or you can never be enlightened anymore? That is a low mentality thinking. Anything can happen to anybody. Okay? All this is part of life. When bad things happen to people, you make the best of the situation and you continue living your life. Okay? So it doesn't mean that for somebody to be enlightened, they must be physically fit. They must have no single disability. No, 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 no. Why you do this, you enhance yourself. Okay? When you meditate, you try to give out your own signals, program your minds, your mindsets, program your mind to certain frequencies. You can even program your mind by just relaxing and sitting down in nature. You can program your mind with anything, any concept or any idea. It's your mind. Okay, any command you give it is what it will accept. So, anyhow you want to achieve your spiritual consciousness, you can achieve it. You just have to expose yourself to the right frequency, the right atmosphere, the right environment, and focus on the things that you want to focus on. Focus on the things that matters to you. This is not rocket science once again. Okay? So, my friend, of course, blind people, many of them are very, very much enlightened. Don't look down on them. People that you see that they are deaf, they are dumb. I have interacted with many of these people, and I have found most of them to be very, very intelligent people. And many of them are even more enlightened than people like you and me that think we can talk, we know everything, we hear everything. Those people, many of them don't talk, but the kind of things they see, you don't see it. The way they see life is totally different. Their perspective, if you listen to them, you'll be shocked the kind of wisdom you will get from these people. Most of these people, they are usually up by themselves most of the time. Many people neglect them. Many people overlook them. And they see this part of reality. We have seen cases where people go out, they say because the person is a cripple, he cannot enter here, he cannot go here, he cannot. They see this other part of life that you don't see. They have more experience in life than you. They feel the pain you don't feel. They are more deeper in connecting with nature than you. A lot of spirits and deities resonate with these people. In case you don't know, many of these people are highly spiritual people. You wonder how they survive. Somebody that cannot walk, that is deaf and dumb, but yet you have been surviving for years. You that is working every day, going 9 to 5, you are struggling. Sometimes you find yourself even competing with somebody that cannot walk. Are you not ashamed? When you see somebody that is a cripple, being more successful in life than you that have legs, are you not ashamed? Somebody that is supposed to be better than, having more money than you. Some of them even have private jets. How do you feel when a cripple is more admirable, that is more respected than you? How do you feel? Doesn't make you feel somehow? And yet you claim you're supposed to be enlightened more than them, right? Who told you that? Your physical appearance, your muscles, your handsome does not define you. Please, for those women that feel that their beauty is everything, it will going to fail you. What will define you is that spirit that is animating you, that spirit that is inside you. Where some people see disability, some people see opportunities, some people see progress, some people see power, some people see prosperity. It is just a matter of perspective. So you're looking at these people thinking that they cannot be enlightened because they are crippled or they have a deformity. You that is enlightened, what have you done with your enlightenments? What difference can you make? By looking at some disabled people, you see instantly when you see, they say, if you have not seen bad, how will you appreciate good? If you have not seen somebody without leg, how will you appreciate the leg that you have? If you have not seen pain, how can you appreciate joy? Okay, if you have not seen darkness, how can you appreciate light? All these things that you see are reflections of the divine. It brings perfection to the world, bring that variety, that's rotation, that life force that is emanating, uniting, propelling, animating, inspiring us, that very thing. It's all part of divinity. So everybody cannot be the same. So when you find yourself in any situation, you do the best you can do. Okay, you cannot say because somebody is disabled, they should write them out of spirituality. They can no longer function. They can no longer be inspired, or they cannot aspire to be whatever they want to be. That is does not make sense. Okay, do not write anybody off, and do not discriminate anybody. You are not better than those people. We are not better than them. Okay, as far as they have spirit inside them, the spirit is not deformed. Even that person that you say is a is a complete paralyzed human being in the bed. As far as he's still breathing, that person is still conscious. Look for take example of that former quantum physicist Stephen Hawking. Was Stephen Hawking not completely paralyzed till he died? For how many years he was on a wheelchair? He cannot even move a finger. Steve Hawking, everybody know him for almost 20 years. But his brain, it was one of the brightest minds. Can you say Stephen Hawking is not enlightened? Somebody that is completely paralyzed, but is charting the future of the planets. One of the greatest minds. What he did, so many able-bodied people cannot be able to achieve it, even in multiple lifetimes. They cannot be able to do what that paralyzed man did. Even me, I cannot be able to, I don't know if I can be able to achieve that. We are still trying. You look at somebody like that, you're laughing at him that is completely paralyzed. But his brain, you don't even have 1% of his brain. And you say that man is not enlightened. Then something might be wrong with you. Okay? So don't look down on anybody. When there is life, there is hope. As far as there's spirit in that body, as far as that person is still breathing, he has capacity to be conscious, to be awake. It's just a matter of doing the things that needs to be done. Focusing on what is right. You don't need rocket science to do this. You have a conscience. Everybody have a conscience. Do the right thing, follow the right thing, and you will arrive at enlightenment. Okay? It is all inside us. Even we here in African spirituality, we keep learning every day. It's a learning process, a learning curve. All in the road of enlightenment. Nobody can know it all. But every day we learn, we grow, and we plan to become better people in order for us to make a difference, to affect our generation positively, to create a lasting legacy, to bring that peace and harmony in the world by creating balance. So everybody, whether you're blind, you're deaf, you're dumb, as far as you understand this principle and you live by this principle, that person is already enlightened. Okay? All this school we go, all this book we're writing is to perfect our knowledge because we have a mission to go further. So if somebody cannot read, cannot write, it doesn't mean that he cannot practice spirituality. If somebody cannot speak or cannot see, it doesn't mean that he cannot practice spirituality. Who told you that? Okay. The mind goes beyond time and space. The more powerful your mind is, the more stronger you are. Okay. The more you know about nature, the more you know about God. So nature is the only textbook we should study. Okay. So this is the way it is. So I hope that I have been able to answer your question with this simple explanation so that we can become more enlightened. Okay. So disabled people, they don't have any issues with enlightenment as far as I'm concerned. I have seen many disabled people that are very, very much enlightened. Of course, I have been humbled by them. Okay. When you see somebody despite his deformity and his challenges, they are still living life and still meeting up and still making a difference, still being productive. Not every disabled people is a beggar. There have been disabled people that say they are inventors. I say, no, I'm not disabled. I cannot beg. I will work. And they work and they make money. Many of them are industrious people. You are saying that person is not enlightened. There's something wrong with you. I fear you. So enlightenment is not rocket science. It is simply doing the right thing, having a beautiful heart, and focusing on bringing beauty to this world. That is enlightenment. It's as simple as that. We don't need to chant for this one. We don't need to read 50 books for this one. Okay, we don't need to travel to any guru, master, to any East Oriental for this one. Intuition is already inside you. Your conscience is inside you. Your Ori is inside you. Do the right thing. Okay, live in harmony, live in truth, live your best life, do the best you can to add value to yourself and to humanity. And that person is enlightened. You are conscious. okay, by doing the right thing. But a lot of people today, they refuse to do it. They know this simple thing, but they don't do it. They rather choose to spread lies, deceive people with religion, tell people to look outside themselves, make people feel inferior. Anytime they see disabled people, they want to let them feel inferior, that I am superior, I can walk, you cannot walk. Some people always have this character, especially in Christianity. They always want to see disability as an injury, as a cause. It's only in the churches you will see pastors pretending that they heal people from wheelchair, especially in Nigeria. You will see them claiming to heal people in the sick, but they never go to hospitals. They never do their miracles outside their church. All those are stage managed miracles, making disabled people to feel bad about their condition. This is what Christianity does. Christianity reinforces your faults and your shortcomings to make you feel sad and depressed. This is what Christianity does to people. When they see disabled people, they are smart. Oh, God should heal you. As far as you will heal you, bring your money, bring your this. And then they never heal these people. They just stage manage fake miracles all the time inside the churches. In real life, they never go to hospital. Only in Nigeria, you will see a pastor claiming that they have raised up 50 dead bodies, but you cannot see any evidence of this. There are mortuaries all over Nigeria. They don't ever go to the mortuaries to wake dead bodies. All their miracles are stage managed, directed, edited right inside their church. Only in Nigeria, you will see a pastor will blow breeze and the whole church will be falling. They can't replicate that outside their church. Everything is stage managed. Only in Nigeria, you see pastors opening eyes of blind people and telling people to walk. But if you go to the junction, every junction, you see a lot of cripples. See, if I know cripples for 50 years, in 40 years, they have not been able to walk in my city. Popular cripples. I mean, if you are a pastor, a man of God, you heal a popular cripple, and everybody will know that this person will know him that he was a cripple. You heal him, not you go and bring somebody that nobody knows and you heal them. And you say, what kind of nonsense? You say we not know our job with that. Listen, why you do? Stage managed miracles. We see this all the time, making disabled people to feel bad. If you're a blind person, live your best life, do the best thing you can do. If you are a cripple, don't allow any pastor to come and deceive you. Focus on building yourself, building value for yourself. Any kind of disability you have, don't let it stop you from achieving your dream. Okay? Accept your fates and live the best life. Don't let somebody keep making you feel depressed and inferior about yourself all the time, that you are not up to them, you are not better than them. And the worst thing, they will tell you that you are a cripple or you are blind because in your past life you commit so many sins that you are suffering for the sins that God has punished you for. That is another bullshit. Okay? They have this kind of nonsense a lot, in Christianity. So don't think that if people have, like Steve Wonders, have listened to all these Christians or all this kind of low mentality, you think they would have aspired to be something great. Don't listen to all these people. Anybody telling you cannot do it because you are this, you are that. Don't listen to them. Keep doing your thing and help will come. Help, when you start focusing on going beyond your limitations, your world will change. Okay, you can't change your world. You can't change people's perception. But if you change yourself, your world will change. So do not let your disability define you or place a sentence on you. I cannot do this because I am like this. I cannot do. I have seen disabled people, somebody that does not have hands, I see them painting with their leg. Who told you can't paint? And they paint better than people with hands. I've seen so many kind of disabilities that defies perception, and these people have gone beyond to create legacy for themselves. So I don't see any disability with something that will limit you. Okay, except you want to limit yourself. So you limit yourself by believing the negative things people say about you. Me, I don't believe any negative thing people say about me. I dare to be different. Okay, a lot of people will say, okay, before we do a YouTube channel, I'll go and spend money on a lot of expensive studio, buy expensive stuff. I didn't do all those things. My channel is more bigger than people that spend money to do all those things. I need to get an expensive phone. I need to be this. I need to be wearing a different shirt every day. I need to position myself in a way that I'm living a fake life. I need to, no, 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 no. I will not let all those things limit me. I will live my life the way I am. If you like me, you take what you see is what you get. I will not let people's perception to limit me in what I do. Okay? If you say I'm not enlightened because I choose to live this way, then it's fine. Okay? So enlightenment is conscious awareness, creating a conscious identity for yourself. It is not rocket science. You don't need to read so many books. You don't need to chant so many mudra beats. Okay? You can see it with your acts. This is it. You don't need to travel to India. You don't need to travel to Japan. Okay? You don't need to travel to Africa. You already know it. Just do the right thing. This is it. Simple. Okay? So this is what I have to say today. Questions or comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, close the subscribe button so that you'll be the first to get my videos as soon as I upload them. Then, of course, if you have not gotten my book yet, this book here, Whispers of Amente, Pathways to Ascension. This is a book that contains information, very powerful information on how to get direct contacts with the African deities. It's a very good book, concise book for people that can read that are not visually impaired. This book will help you a lot because it is loaded with information that will help you. With this book, you can be able to help people, maybe people that are not seeing. You can be able to tell them things to do, or you can be able to put it on audio, voice. There are some people that put books on audio books. It will also help them. Okay. So it's a powerful book for African people, indigenous people that want to make contact with the motherland. They don't need to fly to Egypt. You don't need to fly to Nigeria or Africa. Just get this book. It will help you solve that problem. I also include over 50 remedies, medical herbal remedies, spells that you can use for illnesses, and it will help you a lot. Okay. Then this one, of course, walking in the shadow of the gods. People that want to know how to do spells, especially with herbs for prosperity, open doors, and wealth. Any kind of spell you have, over 200 of them is here. Okay, so this is a book that is like a workbook. It is also a compilation of wisdom, ancient African wisdom, and formulas that you can use to solve many problems by yourself. This book cuts out the issue of a middleman, and it empowers you with the knowledge that you need to do things that needs to be done. In this day and age where information like this is becoming scarce, this is invaluable. I wrote this book for our brothers and sisters that are in diaspora so that they can get that knowledge and they can still know how to do things. Those people that have been cut off through slave trade, transatlantic slave trade, that they lost contact in touch with their African knowledge and wisdom. This book will help you connect you back. All this book is designed to connect you back with your original wisdom and heritage so that you lost nothing. So the evil thing that the enemies did, that they say that they are going to cut them off to forever, they failed. They were going to fail because once you connect back to your knowledge, it's just as simple as you traveling to say, okay, I just traveled to for foreign land to spend some time. And then once you connect back with the knowledge, you lost nothing. Okay. So all those things that they did to create separation and division and disunity to make somebody inferior, we can solve all those problems by updating with the right knowledge. This is the reason why I'm writing all these books, and I will still write more books in the future too, so that when you get this knowledge, you understand how things work, you understand the concepts and the philosophy of African spirituality, and you just be yourself. Don't allow anybody to inundate you, to brainwash you with their false narrative of reality, their false narrative of life, and this poisons your soul. What this does is that it causes insecurity to you, it causes inferiority complex, it causes sadness, depression, it causes a loss of sense of identity. Then these people can keep pretending they are superior people, and they're just going to mess you up and your children. We need to stop that. This is the reason you see the way Chinese people are doing. They don't allow foreign ideologies to pollute them. Japanese people, you Thai people, you see any people that want to be strong, you don't allow somebody to tell you who you are. You must define yourself based on your truth. Okay, as an African people, we have our own truth, organic truth, that we need to define ourselves to. We need to adapt to. We have our own principles, and we should not allow anybody to deny us from those principles. Okay, so that when you see somebody, you're looking at them with the eyes of an authentic African perspective. So you know yourself, you are proud of yourself, and you don't allow anybody to push you around. This is the essence of knowledge. Okay, this knowledge is transmittable. People that are crippled, blind, deaf, they can still have access to it. Okay, it's in our consciousness, our collective consciousness. It's simply about doing the right thing, living in harmony. Okay, these are just the physical explanations and details. But as far as you stay on that spiritual path, you are already on the path of awakening. Okay, so get these books and start your journey today. Then, if you really want to go deep into African spirituality, you want to learn it very, very well, I have a program where I teach African spirituality. I have a master class. You can register for my master class. It's a 6 months master class. I start you from history. From history, then I take you to the interrelationship between science and spirituality. Then I take you deep into the straight metaphysics of our African spirituality, how to make contact with the elements of nature, and with our African ancestors. It is pretty easy, straightforward, not expensive, flexible, and enlightening and empowering. Very easy process for you. So you don't need to beat around the bush. Don't listen to all these evil people. Anybody that is telling you that God is outside of you, that person is your enemy. Anybody that is trying to present themselves as a middleman, middle management, Jesus Christ and Muhammad type thing, those guru in India, spiritual masters, avatars that want you to meditate to them, you need to be careful. Try to make direct contact by yourself. We are all made in the image and likeness of God, so we don't need middleman to manage our affairs for us, especially our spiritual affairs. So please register for this program and start your journey. Then, if you want your spiritual items, any items related to African spirituality, herbs or carries, uh, stones, black stone, miracle stone, native shock, soaps. I have a lot of items. I already mentioned them. I have a lot of spiritual items that you can check on my website. You get access to. Okay, these are things that will connect us to nature and good things too. So check me out for that. Then, if you also want to do your oracle tarot readings, I do all those things or the whole 9 yards. And please contact me. And please, I don't do charity work, so not come here with empty hand. The country get the way it be. So now, so it just be for today. So I thank you now very much for watching. People that have been supporting the channel. I am very, very delighted and grateful. And of course, I'll be seeing you guys in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.